So the most important reason of why you want to wake up early on Saturday and Sundays, why you do not want to sleep in, is because... All right, so where was I? Yes, the most important reason for waking up early on Saturdays and Sundays, we're talking 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 4 a.m., is because there's a 4-hour window in your mornings in which you are most productive. Don't believe me? I can back this up with research. So the first piece of research coming out of a 2011 study I found really interesting. It's based off of 590 million tweets. So they had a really good user sample here from 2.3 million users in 84 countries. And they studied mood. Now, why does mood matter? Because if you're in a bad mood, if you are upset about something, you are not going to be able to think clearly. You're not going to be very effective, not very productive at work, or being able to get, you're working on a poem, you're working to write a book, whatever it may be, you're not going to be very good at it versus if all of a sudden you're in a positive mood, if you're open, if you're feeling good. And guess what they found? Across all these countries, across all these users, it's going to be first thing in the morning when you wake up, especially after you've exercised, for those few hours, you are going to feel great and you are going to be more productive. Now, this next bit of research is coming out of a study from 1975 out of the University of Sussex. And what they found here is that people's ability to reason, to logic, is best in the morning. And by afternoon, all of a sudden, they're having trouble thinking. It's just not as clear. Again, focus in on that morning time to be able to be more productive, get more done. The third point is your ability to stay focused because you're not getting interrupted. So who's up at 5 a.m. to throw their problems on you? Who's up at 6 a.m. to be able to complain to you about these issues? Nobody. Everyone else is sleeping in. So guess what? You get to be able to spend time selfishly focused in on yourself, and you're able to get into the zone. How many times have you been writing and you just get into that place where it's just flowing? And when you can get into that and you don't have people calling you, you don't have people trying to interrupt your day, all of a sudden, boom, you're able to get more done in that 45-minute period than you were able to get in 4.5 hours in the afternoon when people are interrupting you every 15 to 20 minutes. This is the beauty of the morning, is that you've got this selfish time to be able to focus in on your body, be able to focus in on meditating, to be able to read that book, to be able to have that coffee and think. We all have 24 hours in a day and we treat these hours equally, but that's not the case. The hours in the morning, you can have 2 to 10 times the productivity of the hours later in the day. I mean, this is like playing a video game and being in that bonus world wherever you hit something and you get 5 to 10 times the value you normally would. So use your mornings to run up the score. When other people are just starting to wake up and eat breakfast, you've already accomplished more than they're going to accomplish all weekend. Now, the next ugly truth, sleeping in well past your wake up time does very little for your body. Our bodies have a natural circadian rhythm. Whenever you're falling asleep, your body releases chemicals to help you sleep. Whenever you wake up, your body changes up the chemical balance so you're more alert. So whenever you start to change things up, you've got that 5 days in which you're surviving on 5 hours, you are tired, your body's like just trying to make do. All of a sudden you give it 9 hours, it doesn't know what to do with this 9 hours. Seriously, you wake up at the normal time and you fall back asleep for 30 minutes, but you're not really getting good rest. You wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep. This isn't good solid rest for your body. Now, I did read some research that sleeping in 60 to 90 minutes can give you some benefits, especially if you're really tired, you need to catch up on sleep. But what's interesting is that you can actually put that 60 to 90 minutes when you go to bed and it's going to be better. So think about that. Instead of going to bed at your normal midnight and waking up at 5 a.m., how about you go to bed at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Get those extra few hours and wake up at your normal time. Your body doesn't think in a week where you've got 5 days on, then 2 days off. What it's thinking is, okay, what did we do yesterday, the day before? I'm trying to adjust to it. And then you throw it this curveball. It can lead to feeling like jet lag. And worst case, it could actually lead to insomnia. Now, that last point leads to this next point, which is, are you sleeping in because you're trying to avoid the reality that you're being overworked during the week? And it could be that you're being overworked at work, or it could be the way that you're treating your body. Because again, if you're trying to survive off 4 to 5 hours a week, and I get it, I've started multiple companies. I've got 4 kids. I've got a wife that I want to spend time with. You've got all these things going on, these commitments, and you're trying to make everything happen. But if you're giving up sleep, if you're not getting enough during the week, then you think you can catch up on the weekends, that's not the way sleep works. You've got to find a way to get between 6 and 9 hours of sleep a night. What can you cut off? What can you start to say no to? Where can you find ways to actually combine things to be able to save time so that you can take care of your body? And speaking of taking care of your body, when you go lift weights, when you go exercise, you go run, first thing in the morning, you're more likely to burn fat, add muscle. This comes out of a 2013 study in the Journal of Integrative Medical Research. Now, the difference wasn't much, but it was measurable in the study. I just thought it was really interesting. But then another thing I love about exercising in the morning, it sets the tone for the day. I've talked about this before. Whenever you, even if it's the first time that you're going to exercise in a long time, you've got a glow. You feel better, you're much more confident, and this carries for 8 to 12 hours. And a quick bonus reason to wake up early on weekends, guys, grocery stores. You get the first pick, you get the best fruit, the best vegetables, and there are no lines. And personally, one of my favorite reasons I love to wake up early is I can work to become a more proactive person versus a reactive person. And it can be something very small. For me, it's making breakfast for my family. I know many of you guys, again, incredibly busy, but think about that. When you can wake up and you can make breakfast for your girlfriend, you can just bring her coffee. You know, you don't have time during the week. In fact, you normally leave before she's, even wakes up. But that morning, you get to spend time with her. That'll pay off, guys. And this is what life is about. You being able to say, hey, I'm going to be able to wake up at 5 because at 5:30, I'm going to be painting the house. I'm going to save that money so that I can apply that money towards building our next house. But guys, I do love the fact that you can actually spend time investing in things that are meaningful to you. You spend that time in the morning thinking about ways that you can start to get ahead. And I know 20% of you guys are night owls, so if you completely disagree, you've got a different routine, let me know down in the comments. So we agree, right? You're about to start waking up early. How to do this. Guys, I've got you covered with this video right here, how to wake up at 5 a.m. In this video, I talked about the why. In this video, I give you the exact way to start waking up early.